drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they dripping. Ice. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they dripping. Ice.
Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they tripping.
Ice.
Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they tripping.
Give me a little something to remember.
All right, 9:30. Here we go. Drips
Hey.
in the office. Pat, you're looking a hell of a lot better and sounding a lot better than you did last week. I thought that sickness was going to get you.
Something just fell. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got a new haircut. I have a goatee now. This is actually 3 days in.
You look like Jalen Hurts. He's got
For
a
a
goatee.
second, I saw it. I kind of do. I look like Jalen Hurts? Like
Little
white
bit.
guy? Like
A little bit.
no. I appreciate that though.
So
I
you
get
thought that?
McLovin a lot.
Yeah. I said that to you before?
Nope, many have.
Okay. I told you I met him once, right?
No, how was that? Good guy.
He was at where the fuck was? Oh, Coogan's in Boston. That's a place, right?
I think
It's like
so. It's
Back in the day, they used to do like dollar beers.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I was there one night and he was there. He said to someone, I think someone called him McLovin and he got pissed. But it's like you're McLovin for life. You
You're
got to play
McLovin
into it.
for
I feel like
life, buddy.
now maybe like later in his career he'd be like, okay, I can be called McLovin.
Yeah, I think you got to wear it at that point.
Yeah, you do. Also, I was at the trampoline park with the kids this weekend, and there was a kid there with his son that looked like McLovin. And I will say, now that I'm looking at you, you kind of look like this guy that was there. So the McLovin thing, the guy at the trampoline park, it's all coming together.
I don't know if there's anyone that has as many like hideous doppelgangers as me.
Feidelberg gets a lot.
Yeah, he does. But like none of mine, no one's ever tagged me in something. I'm like, that's a handsome guy. It's always like a little pudgy troll.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
shoe fits, wear it.
I actually thought Montante's video of that kid at the soccer game looked exactly like Stein. Did you see that?
I didn't. I saw it. I can't remember it. I can't
There's
remember
like
if it looked like sign.
Yeah, it's like this little kid, and he's begging for the jersey, and the player's like walking over, and the guy gives the jersey to someone else, and the kid's all bummed out. But he posted it talking about Stein, and it looks exactly like him.
The old Bradster.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Alex.
Alex Stein. Who's that? Oh, that's the YouTube guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in your big
Fun
right wing
fact,
circles.
He's friends with Stuttering John.
I can see that. Who has still disappeared from the world?
Dude, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. It sucks. It's all because of Vince the lawyer. Like, I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but Vince is a scumbag friend. And he's holding John hostage. And once their legal settlement is finalized, I hope John comes back. But Vince the lawyer, if you're listening, you're a scumbag.
It's kind of amazing that at the same time your lawyer was going through issues as well. You and
Lawyers,
Stuttering John attached to the hip.
we really are. I told you I talked on the phone with him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when he talked to you on the phone, did he still think you were the same guy who owns the comedy club down in Florida?
No, I didn't tell him my last name.
Okay. So you're playing you're playing multiple characters in the Dabbleverse.
The problem that I ran into, it's probably a good thing that he's gone. He's the craziest person to ever live. But I am also up there. I'm up there. I found myself taking his side in these arguments. Like he talks his phone numbers and home addresses like it's a job. Like it's his living. And
Stuttering John does.
Yes. And
Yeah.
towards the end, I was 100% team Stuttering John. I would never turn on Mike. But Mike was a little disrespectful towards him at times.
Wow. By the way, have we heard from Mike since he went down to Florida in the snowstorm?
Oh, we haven't.
I'm just saying, I'm worried about him.
Imagine that. If they're like, hey Mike, go check out the beach. He walks outside, he's like, then he's frozen.
Just the thought of losing Mutt and Mike, you gotta have to bring the Steinster in at that point. You gotta bring the Steinster's gotta come in, Brando's gotta come in, Pat Ford's canceling.
Oh, that hurt. I heard played against sports guy. He canceled because of the goatee. Not true, Don. Not true.
But it would be that would be if you send a DM to Dave and you're like, listen, man, I can't come in. I gotta have a goatee. Dave would be like, he'd be like,
Dave was fired up to dig into his bench. Like I think he was like perfect. Let's get my boy Freddie's birdies on the horn. But he canceled.
I was pissed that he canceled. I wanted him so bad. Made me waste a tweet too.
Yeah.
So let's get into KMS stuff right off the top. Because God forbid, it does kind of seem like Kirk is listening to some network shows, and if God forbid he does listen to this one, at least he can hear a little bit of this and after.
Evening.
Real quick on Montante and you being sick. He called me the other day. He goes, I usually listen to Drips, and but I decided to tune in. He's like, "What's wrong with Mike? He's never not been sick. What's wrong with him?" And I think he actually wants me to give him like a legitimate like he's not joking when he asks me the question. He wants me to give him an actual answer. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with him. The kid grew up as a bubble boy.
Orange soda. I have a three pack of banana Laffy Taffies in my bag and peach rings for after this show. I'll probably have a bowl of popcorn for dinner. I'm like, I'm just a pit. I'm just a pit of grossness.
Mm-hmm.
But I only want to go to KMS. I have lost 9 pounds in the last 3 days.
Yeah, but you had the neurovirus. You were shitting it out.
Hell yeah. I'd take that thing all day.
It's not bad.
Sign me up.
That's
Sorry
true.
to go off track.
By the way, we'll get into KMS, but tomorrow night we have Fireside Chats, big guest, Jeff D-Low. There's a mystery guest who all I'll say about the mystery guest is he may have also had the neurovirus because he seems to have lost some weight as well. We'll leave it at that. You're an intern guy. You've always had interns. Right now there's one, I can't remember his name, but he's sitting under your desk as we speak.
Tommy.
So
good guy.
What do you actually think a KMS intern should do?
It's a great question because I don't know. I don't think it's 30-second timestamps. I don't think.
Did you know timestamps were back, by the way, but just very minimal? Yeah.
Oh, like actually?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I looked at the description and there was like 3. It gave out like 3 segments.
Good question. I think KMS intern should. I think timestamps should be one of them. It should be cutting clips for social. Yeah, I think they should have some sort of like show on the network. Faxes networked himself out though. That boy was on here 6 days a week, sometimes 7, just chatting to no one. So maybe.
Well, and Kirk kind of shot that down. He's like, I don't necessarily want my intern on the network, but I think you could do it in a different way, like the behind the scenes type stuff. Like if you're sitting in that corner, I understand he's not there all the time, but just hypothetically speaking, a KMS intern, if he's sitting in the Quidditch guy corner, you can there are times where you could film the producers. Like you can see fucking Justin falling out of his chair. Cully is like pacing, bouncing up and down. They might say like, just little things and cut it up into like a little behind the scenes show. Maybe right as soon as the show ends, you can kind of see what they talk about. Like right when it ends, does the guest come and say bye to them? Like that whole thing.
Perfect. I think a perfect example would have been when all the stuff with Big Cat was going on. Man on the street at Newton High School. Do you know Dan Katz? Go around and just ask everybody. Do something, man on the street. Like film content. He doesn't have to be on it, but he can be interviewing people. I don't know. I don't think they really need an intern.
No, it's probably not. No, I guess it's not necessarily needed. But extra content. Like that's one thing you have to say for Coleman. Like in a positive light, like he never like finished anything. I feel like he always had these grandiose ideas. He's like, oh, I'm going to do the KMS behind the scenes, or I'm going to do a documentary about the basketball team, or all this stuff. And I feel like he would get halfway there and then drop off. But the ideas I liked, like adding extra content, I feel like you could do.
Yeah, that's a good point. By Don. Quidditch guy kills it with the 60-second KMS.
So that's another small thing.
Like that.
Yeah, like even the no context stuff. Yes, no context, like 60 seconds, like little things like that, clipping stuff, put it on your own fucking Twitter handle, put it on the show Twitter, just kind of promote the hell out of it. Maybe tweet at people, start shit. I don't know.
Start shit. Think about it this way. I know Fax is married with kids, and that's like, so maybe he's not comfortable.
Did you know he's in the army?
I've heard.
Yes.
But maybe like, because obviously Dave and Justin are his bosses, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe if one of them wants like a BJ during the show, like he could blow them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep, that could be done. And then
because
like
the
none of
camera's
them
above the desk.
Yeah. And maybe that's why the desk was shaking.
Oh, that could have been it.
At 10:22 a.m.
Yes. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Thoughts on the earthquake thing in general?
Shout out Josh. Shout out intern Josh. Hurricane.
Oh, the other intern. Again, we're segueing here. That's a segue. Okay, here. Let me set you up this way.
Yes.
Do you think that Kirk and Dave really believe that Justin felt it and they were fucking with him, or do you think that they don't believe that at all?
I think they don't believe it at all.
See, I think he felt something based on the video.
I think he did too, but I think it's a difficult. This put me in a pretzel. I think they know. I don't think Kirk believes him. I think Dave believes him. How about that? Final answer.
Yep. Now I was actually Patty Pretzel, but I was actually thinking. I'm surprised that Dave didn't notice it and Justin did, because Justin's kind of a lump. I'm surprised he wasn't kind of just sitting there and the world just goes on around him, where Dave is super paranoid. So like any little thing, like any little shake or anything, he would notice it and freak out. So I was surprised the roles weren't reversed.
I feel like Dave drinks like 6 cups of coffee a day, so he's probably jittery to begin with. It probably just rolled right off his back.
He's definitely jittery.
Yeah,
he's one of the most jittery guys I've ever met.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He has allergy eyes too. No offense, Dave. I don't have great eyes.
Yeah.
He's stoned.
Your buddy Dan and Newton knowing Dave's brother was lighting the loafers. How was that even the guy? I feel like the guy knows a lot. This Dan and Newton
He's
character.
Connected. Dan Newton's very connected. It's a powerful man. You want to be on his good side. I don't know how he's got that information. Evening Chevy, but he has called in probably a dozen times talking about Dave's gay brother.
Right. And it was always a bit in everyone's eyes. Until Dave let the cat out the bag.
I knew it was legit because I got like the text message like, "Hey, Colley's brother's a fruit."
from Dan and Newton?
Yeah, I think so. Like way back when. But I think he said he talked to Dave about it in person, and Dave was very light about it.
Roscoe says, need the intern in New York looking for Cully's gay brother ASAP.
There you go. Another BJ situation.
It's one way to get involved with the case, or a case, I would say.
That might be a way to catch a case. You heard?
Yeah. Nailed it, dude.
Thank you.
So I think the YouTube being taken away for that episode and a half, that was after our episode, so we haven't really talked about it. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
I thought for me it was Kirk like flexing a muscle and just showing like, hey, by the way, at any moment I can change the conversation. I can make everyone start talking about something else. I kind of felt like that's all that was. Now for a minute I thought maybe I have a conspiracy mind, so I'm like, oh, there's something going on behind the scenes. But then when I really started thinking about it, I was like, what the I couldn't even come up with anything. So
I don't blame him. Everybody just bitches about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, fuck you. I can do this, and now you don't have anywhere to yap at. Well, they still have places to yap. Discord's back, baby. But
wait, did you say yap without even realizing the Katie Nolan connection, or were you doing that on purpose?
Oh no, I didn't. Shout out her.
Nailed it.
Hates trans.
Katie Nolan does?
That? Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You see her tweet?
No.
Saquon Barkley is transgender.
Saquon?
I'll send it to you.
Huh. All right, go ahead and send it over. Do some research on that.
Yeah. So many screenshots. I gotta find it.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have liked the YouTube being shut down. I watched the YouTube. It actually helps me listen to the show twice because I'll always watch live on YouTube. But while it's live, I have to kind of get in and out of the car. I might be doing something. So it's not like a full sit down focus listen, but I'm getting like 80% of what's going on and I get to see it. And then later on or the next day, I can listen to it for a more like in-depth listen. So I definitely wouldn't have enjoyed that at all.
I liked it, to be honest with you.
Kim?
Because I liked when they used to tweet out like random shit. Like so and so is called in. It's like, like you're pissed that you're not listening to it because you're like, oh fuck. But it does leave some sort of an allure.
Yeah, no, there is an element of that, especially with, and I thought it wouldn't make sense to have a call show not live, but the calls were fine. They're actually pretty funny.
I think that was one of the better call shows. Better Call Saul show.
Never get rid of YouTube, says Roscoe. It was interesting kind of seeing where people landed on that.
Going back, what joke did Big Jack say about the gay brother? Big Jack is gay. People forget that. People forget Sebastian.
And people forget it's hereditary.
It is hereditary. Like my dad, straight. Me, straight. Quinlan's dad, I don't know if he's in the chat. Maybe Tommy's dad's gay.
No, so what I've heard it was Tommy's great grandfather.
Tommy's great grandfather.
Gay. Potato
it's like
farmer.
The hairline thing comes from your mother's paternal grandfather, paternal father. Okay, so now we figured out why he's gay.
People have told me that's a myth, the mother's father, the hair, but my mom's dad died with a full head of hair, and I've got lettuce. So that's true as far as I'm concerned.
Check this out. Tony sculpted it up like a wizard.
What are you going now? Every 2 weeks?
No. Whenever I kind of feel a little thick up top. Wish I felt thick down bottom. That was gay. Very gay show.
Look out, your son.
Oh, that was a poor guy. No, love is love is love. I used to have the locks, but no, I'm probably like a once a month guy. And an update on the ear fingering.
Oh, yes, please do.
They now have a full-time hair washer.
Wait, so this person, all they do is wash the hair? Someone cuts you, the other person washes you?
I'm surprised she can get behind the freaking hair wash bucket with that BBL. My goodness, this woman.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even great. It's one of those like. It's like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B combined. It's one of those bad boys. But she does a really good job. She rinse, lathers, and then repeats, which I appreciate. Tony just rinsed and lathered and then washed.
Yeah, the repeat is everything, right?
The repeat, like I feel like it's over. Then I'm like, oh wait, we're going back for seconds.
Yeah. What? Oh, so it's still on the KMS. We had, of course, I thought a great Mick showing up in the bomber jacket. I'm all in on bomber jacket Mick. I mean, imagine not sticking around as a maniac. These people, they make mistakes not sticking around. #maniac.
He walked in there and like, I imagine they had to put out a caution wet floor sign at the main entrance because the hair salon's right there with all the gals. They were probably gushing out of their coots.
He looked like when the show was over, he jumped on his motorcycle and got the fuck back down to the Cape.
He's got a Harley. Yeah, yep. See, that was like a Harley. He doesn't care if it's cold. He doesn't even need a helmet.
No. And Kirk's like, what are you keeping in that pocket? He's like, what pocket? I barely even looked at this jacket. I pulled it out of my closet. No big deal.
Pocket? Oh, $20. Oh.
20 bucks. Christian left it to me. I'm fucking pissed about it.
Good. Fucking guy. Good point by Dawn. Cardi B did pierce her butt crack, which is pretty cool.
She did pierce her butt crack. I feel like when she tweeted that or when that picture came out, I saw the picture before reading the headline and I looked at it. I think I had to squint being like, what am I looking at here?
You know what I did? I tried to load it in 4K. It didn't make a difference.
Doesn't work.
That's a callback.
It does not work. I would absolutely, if my butt crack got pierced, it would just pop out. Like, you sit down, you go to pinch, and that thing gone.
I've always said it. It's like why I'm lucky I've never been to jail because I would get torn up in there. I have like a really nice. It's sneaky. It's got some sneaky pop to it. I don't even know how you pierce an anus hole, because where she has it pierced, I feel, is like where the
It's
bone
top.
is, right?
Yeah, it's at the top.
Oh yeah, the top of the hole, not the hole.
No, it's the top of the crack. I don't think it's in hole territory.
Listen, that just
so she must wipe down then instead of up, because if you go up, you're gonna scrape the like you're swiping shit onto your diamond.
That's a great point. And then she gets the toilet paper stuff. It's like Mike Portnoy with the shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got toilet paper on her butthole piercing.
Imagine like you go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, I found this fucking sick diamond encrusted ring on the floor, but it's like been in someone's ass. You're like, oh, this diamond smells like shit. Mikey Grabbags, yes, I wanted to get to this. Controversial to say walking the dog at the wedding is a feature and not a bug in terms of getting late at the reception for young Mick. Whether or not it's a positive as far as with the females, it can be. It certainly can be, as far as if you play it off right. I think it's not I think it's not bad walking with the dog. What might be bad is that they kind of took a look at everyone and said, okay, you have to be the odd man out. Like, you don't get to walk with the girl, you walk with the dog. Now, walking with the dog in it by itself is fine. It's kind of what were they talking about when they sat down and made that decision?
Yeah, I understand that. That's where, like, if I'm Mick, I feel a little slighted, but I think you have to look at it as a positive. Like, everybody's walking down that aisle, groomsman, bridesmaid, paired up. If I'm a chick and I'm looking to get some D, I'm like, oh, they're all paired up. Who's the handsome guy with the puppy?
Right.
I don't know. But Mick has to play it right, where he doesn't just give the dog up right away. That dog needs to be on his hip for cocktail hour.
If you can somehow get the dog in its hind legs and you could spin it for a dance, game over. Game over.
You are going to be swimming in clam. Like, unbelievable. You're probably going to get an STD just out of statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be careful. Use protection. But if he can keep that dog during the cocktail hour, the amount of people that are going to be walking up to him like, hey, who is this little guy? Like, oh, this is Fido. What's the dog's name? Do we know?
I can't remember. No, because they've got 3 dogs and only one of them is allowed in that part too. It's
your buddies. Yeah, he's that's odd. But you can play this to your advantage, like no tomorrow. And like, obviously they're not going to kick the dog out after the wedding. Bring the dog out on the dance floor, lean into it a little bit. Like, oh, I've known Fido my whole life. Like, I used to bring him on walks when I was a kid. Like, and then start crying a little bit. Like, yeah, it's beautiful to see his parents like finally tying the knot. And then they're like, oh my God, he's so emotional.
Now, if you're Mick, you got to pray that the walk goes smooth too, because it can be cute.
Treats.
If you walk down the aisle, it can be tough if he's wrangling the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's trying to pull away and it's kind of pulling on him. That's tough. And if it poops, if you're Mick, do you pick up the shit or do you just keep walking?
It's a dicey situation.
I think if it shits and you look panicked, but then you whip one out, like one of the bags out, and you're like, don't worry, I got it.
Fling it, and then the bridesmaid that catches it gets married next.
Wow, Freddie Lynn, get photo booth pics with the Bernie Doodle. Not bad. Not bad.
Dates makes a good point. You need a bad guy ready to go. You got to have a bad guy. I had a bad guy in college. Just get totally different.
I love that. That was good. Oh, so you get the bad guy. What if he had like a little walkie-talkie? So the dog shits, and he's like, bad guy. Bad guy comes running from like the back of the wherever they are. He comes running with the bags. Mick hands him a fresh hundo for picking it up.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Have some money. I think money in the left pocket. I would keep a spare bag in your back right. Just in case the bad guy's like cooked on meth or something. It's in Plymouth.
As they typically are. Yeah.
In Plymouth. Yeah, you could be. And then I would have treats in your left pocket and make sure that dog is treating its way down the aisle.
Have to have treats.
Business. Yeah, you have to have treats.
Yep.
Yeah, kibble is a must.
Yeah, and he's got to have.
Actually, we just put a good spin on this.
It'll work. I think it'll work. He needs to have like one-liners built in too, like about the dog, like walking with the dog. Like so when someone does come up to him, he's already ready to go. Although he's very social at parties, so
he is very social at parties. The line he needs is the girls are going to be coming up to him. Oh my God, he's so cute. And his response could be like, thank you. But have you met Fido?
Yes. Yep. The cornier, the better.
Oh, Mick. You, my friend, you are going to be a father in 9 months from the day of that wedding. I'm telling you right now.
He's in the chat. So, right now, after that one, he is pulling a little Post-it out of that sleeve pocket and he is jotting that down, baby.
So many. You should wear the jacket, the bomber jacket down the aisle too. So they'd be like, did he just freaking get in on a motorcycle?
Kind of made me want one. I've been looking at bomber jackets. Could I pull one off? No, I don't have mixed hair or jeans or physique, but
I'm looking at ski gear. That's my new move. I think I'm gonna become a ski gear guy.
Ski guy. Well, I told you I've got all that snowboarding gear in my Amazon cart right now.
True. We should just do it.
You know what else I've got in a cart is a 12. I can't remember what the number pack is, but I've got Factor meals in a cart, and I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm very, very close to getting on the Factor train.
You should do it. I should do it too with my physique. I have a cart that has $12,000 worth of furniture in it.
Any updates there on the house?
Yeah, we're good. Listen, I told you, I was like, yeah, they didn't do an I told them, come on, bring an inspector if you want. You can come check the place out, go top to bottom, all set. And they were like, listen, let's do this thing. So we're a go. They're excited.
Good.
So am I. Come on in, take the joint for all I care.
Oh, are you leaving furniture?
Now we're in a bargaining war.
Yes, that happened with us.
Couch that has all my laundry on it. They want that, but I paid $2,300 for that.
But isn't there an aspect of not getting it out of the house as a benefit too? Just like leaving shit makes life so much easier.
I'm trying to talk my wife into it. I was going to give it to him for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want anything to fall through. Like just take the couch.
But then they added on to like the sale of the house, right? Like I remember we were close to selling our house, and they're like, "Oh, if you want to keep, they'll keep the couches and the TVs and like this, I don't know, some other piece of furniture. They're just going to tack on an extra X to the sale of the house." And I was like, "Just keep the shit in there if you don't want it."
Mortgage payment's going to go down by 11 cents. Great,
right?
What a racket mortgages are. Shouldn't even be an interest rate. Trump will get
shouldn't even be an interest rate. Oh, you just mentioned your wife. I had this written down, and should I feel bad about this? She'll send me like
fuck you, Mayo.
Like podcast clips or like stuff to read about the kids. Like, oh, this is how to get them to listen, or it's okay if your kid doesn't listen, or this is how you put them to bed. I've never like clicked on one of them. I feel bad.
I read all of those.
Yeah. So she sends them to you?
Fuck that. Yeah. Listen, I'm super dad. We talked about it last week. We have the verbal stuff down. I don't need any of that shit. Just let them do their YouTube, and that's it.
Yeah, YouTube's not bad. Wow, Mayo in the chat. Mayo, if we're gonna be transparent as we try to be on the show.
Transparent.
He was offered to come onto the show tonight.
Yep. He pitched us some of the worst ideas known to man in a private message, and we gave him the opportunity to come on here and let us shoot them down in person. So she sends it to you, but doesn't ever follow up about it. I'm glad we didn't have him on. Just shut up.
She will say like, "Oh, did you see that thing?" And I'll kind of go like, "Oh yeah," but I'll like act busy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw it. I gotta reiterate. I gotta look back into it.
And sometimes you can get by just on the title of it. Like you can figure out what this fucking person's trying to tell you. Oh, I actually have a stronger take on this.
Go ahead.
What could? So I've got two kids. You've got two kids, right? So if some lady is writing a blog or doing a podcast, and she has two kids, what the fuck does she know that I don't? Like we're living the same life. Like, so you can't tell me anything that I don't know.
1,000%. And every fucking kid's different. Like, fuck you. And I want to say a special fuck you to this guy named Eric. I meant to send it to you. It was a YouTube video where the guy's like, well, we let our kids watch Miss Rachel for half an hour. And he's like, nope, all TV's bad TV. My kids, I would not. Like, fuck you. You're 82 years old. Your kids didn't even grow up with TVs. I don't know if that's true. But that drove me crazy.
Yeah, I've thought about, think about the times where you absolutely had to put them in front of a TV or an iPad or whatever. It's like, dude, it's not worth the battle.
No, not worth the fight.
Plus,
sometimes
there are things that
live their life.
Could be more important. Like, it actually sounds hilarious. So, like, there could be things that are more important, like doing the dishes. Like, actually, maybe, I don't know, maybe spending time with your kids more important than the dishes. But you get my sentiment here.
I can't wait till they're old enough to make them do stuff.
Oh, speaking of, so on my algo, Katy, there was a video of Katy Perry, and she was like, I think she's married to Orlando Bloom. No,
do you have the nipple?
Nope.
Oh, I've seen that.
I have, that one has come up. She was on a podcast and she was like, oh, if I see my husband doing the dishes, I'll give him a blowjob.
That was the one. She had nipples through her shirt.
You're right.
Nipple piercings.
So I go, oh, all right. So later that day, I saw that like the dishes could have been done at our house. And I was like, let's try this experiment. And so I start doing all the dishes and stuff while my wife was resting. I'm like, she's resting, I'm doing the dishes. Maybe this is going to work out. And quite the opposite. All I heard from the other room was, if you don't stop making noise, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I was like, oh, all right. So
no beach.
No, I guess it's different when you're the star of Pirates of the Caribbean and not just, some guy who lives in Warren who brought Baja to the town.
That's a good question, though. Is it Pat drinking a Sunkiss is insane?
No, Sunkiss is good, Don.
They're on the value pack at BJ's. Isn't it Pirates of the Caribbean?
What'd I say?
Caribbean.
This is an old back and forth. I don't know what it is. I actually think Mayo talked about this on KMS, so careful.
Let's move on.
All right.
I just took a drug.
You had Cullinane building the bench on your list.
He just loves his bench, man. I'm telling you.
He does.
His bench, his average age right now is probably 55.
Yes, he does lean older. Maybe it's because he had a gay dad.
I think a lot. It's like he's very into his appearance. His dad's had sex with Sebastian. I don't want to keep outing his brother. Maybe his brother listens. Shout out if he does. We're with you. We're allies. Yeah, maybe that's why he's like, very sensitive, very gentle.
What did you think of him laughing hysterically about Bish asking to commit again? Like, I do think that's kind of funny, but I thought I was missing context. The video turns on and he's fucking crying laughing.
He was having a ball. I didn't, it is funny that Bish texted him and says, I want more. Like, I want in.
Yeah, and the best part is it's like, haha, Bish wants in, and then Pat Ford cancels, and then Freddie Birdie cancels, and then it's like, oh, actually.
Oh, that hurt. I felt bad doing that, but duty calls. The old boss man flew in from New York City. Then he got the flu.
So he didn't even do anything?
No. Fucking texted me. 10 o'clock.
What's up with I feel like you used to talk about conferences a ton. Have they slowed down?
We had that conversation today. They want me to get back into the conference game a little bit more, and I don't want to.
Really? I feel like that's where you thrive. Like, you're a conference guy.
My boss's boss told me today. We did like kind of year-end review. They were in town. Everything's great. He's like, but one thing, I want you to start fucking schmoozing. I want you to start. He's like, if I never see you in the office, I'd be happy. He's like, you're a great golfer. You're a good people person. Why are you not on the golf course 5 days a week? I'm like, brother, I don't know, but I'm going to be.
You and Montalto?
Unlimited entertainment budget. So I'm going to get
Really?
Yeah, when he said that, he shot himself in the foot big time.
Well, he also is banking. He's also like, well, you don't drink, so that's a positive.
True.
That's big.
Why would that?
Because if I got unlimited entertainment budget, I would just be drunk.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I'll start doing that again. You never know.
Could be good.
No.
Could be
No,
good.
no.
Oh, we could have some fun in Laconia.
I'm like I'm like a candle without wind. I'm easy to light it up, tough to blow it out.
All right, Elton John. You also had on hoping Jay gets deported. So let's get into it. It's probably a real possibility the way things are going.
Yeah, I don't want to really spend too much time on it, but Jay's a pretty terrible person. Overall, I think the killing of the rat video was what did me in, and I'm sure he'll tell me it wasn't killed because it ate soy milk, blah blah blah. If he got deported, like no one would care. And like there's mass deportations, like in a perfect world, I'm talking like ice rolls in and like Kane's corner freezes. So like he turns around and he's gone. And then they grab Jay off whatever cardboard box he's sleeping on. And they say, you're gone. And Menor stays where he is because he's already kind of deported. So yeah, listen, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but yeah, I hope he gets deported from the country.
The rat thing, Jackson makes a really good point, so maybe we could dial it back a little bit. The rat probably was safe because Jay said he put quinoa in the bag. So now quinoa, that's dual. I think the quinoa was dual focus. One, soft landing pad, maybe. Quinoa is very soft if you landed on it, and he's got food to eat on the side like this while his legs are broken for at least an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like even if he didn't die on impact, like definitely shattered some legs. Being a rat.
Well, also he's in a plastic bag. Like that's not good.
Being a rat would suck, but like imagine being a paralyzed rat.
That was like fucked with by Jay. It's like of all the things.
Somebody just killed me. That would be it.
Also, someone brought it up in the spaces, I think, and we'll get into segue into spaces. But, dude, Pat, he was delivering food. Like, I will never, and I don't really use it anyway, but I will never use that like food delivery service ever again because now you have to worry about people picking up rats, dude, and then touching your fucking panini.
It's a good point. It's a good point, and plus, like, if you have kids, you don't ever want to do delivery. I'm always the first one to be like, I'll go get it. Be back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's just a bad look for DoorDash. It's a really bad look.
True. And I feel like that he's just spiraling out of control, but neither here nor there. So spaces are fucking fantastic. I'm so glad.
Unbelievable.
That shout out Robbie V.
They're shout just out Robbie, shout out Freddie, shout out, God, I can't forget his name, but everybody talks about him, and we miss him. And Bradley Stein.
That was
sorry, Don. My chair is creaking and it's distracting. I apologize for that. Get out of the comments, Pat. Got it. Spaces are awesome. Like when Robbie says spaces at 10 o'clock, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like,
yep.
But I am petrified to speak on them.
Yeah, if you see me in there, I'm not going to say anything. Just
I responded. I spoke once, but I don't know if I did it right. Do you hold the button while you talk, or do you hit request and then it's just open? Like, it's too much for me.
That's a really good. I think that's part of where my fear lies because I don't really know that either. I said one thing, and I think someone went, "Oh, John, did you say something?" And then that was too much for me to bear, and I just fucking bailed out. I was like,
"Good."
No.
I appreciate the fellas putting on the spaces, real good vibes, good energy. But when it comes to being a participant, and I don't even like listening. Like I remember I was listening anonymously once, and I tweeted something that BA said. BA's like, "What a pussy! He's not listening live. He's not even in here. He's listening anonymously." I was like, "Fuck."
No, I love listening, and actually, like, I don't know if I was in a different. Like when I'm listening to spaces, a lot of times I'm not really in a position to like me coming down here and even doing the show is kind of tough. Like I have to kind of scurry down here like Jay's rat and fucking do the show at a specific time, 9:30 on a Tuesday. So when I'm listening to spaces, a lot of times my wife is like right next to me or I'm laying in bed. So I don't really have the opportunity to say anything. But
I'm
I love listening to them. They make me
I'm
laugh.
usually cooked on a gummy too, so there's no way that I'm going to be participating.
Too baked. Way too baked.
Every time, every single time. Like everybody's fighting about quarterbacks, and then MLL 900 jumps in, and she's the worst person to ever live. And I think she deleted her Twitter. But MML 950. Thank you, Jackson.
I like when Darren gets cooking.
Darren can fly. I mean, I think he's a lawyer or something. Shout out.
Yep. He's out in Connecticut. He's like in the Hartford area.
Oh, really?
I believe. Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Very nice. I wish I would love to see him in the show. I don't think he said he can do any like network stuff or go in the studio, but
Big Dick.
He clearly knows everything.
Big Dick's making a push, and Robbie's he's always up in there. Trying to think.
Donnie Boy.
Yep. Oh, the fellas are always shooting the biscuit. You know, they're always shooting the biscuit, but it's not for me. Not for me.
Maybe one of these days I'll try. Yeah.
We'll have to do it together. We should do an individual spaces with just you and me, and we'll test it out.
Just having a conversation. Don't let anybody in. Yeah. Running a drips test.
Just a test. We can do that. That's a good idea.
Also very similar, I think, is the Discord. And I only say similar because I don't know what. So I signed up for the Discord. I like it. I think it's cool. Shout out BA. I'm a BA guy. I don't understand the Patrick stuff. Like I just don't get it. Just fucking let him in.
Seems like a dink.
Yeah. But I don't. It's almost moving sometimes too fast for me. I don't know which thread the big conversation is happening in, and I don't know if I'm in the right thread.
Agreed. I usually stay in general, I think, but I do like how there's a sub. Is it a subreddit? No, that's Reddit. A sub Discord that's fights, food. Like if you want to fight with somebody, that's perfect. Go in there, fight, and keep the main feed. Yeah, I don't really know what it is, and like frankly, I only knew about it because like Twitter porn bots be like, join my Discord for all my. And I'm like, what the hell is this? You never get anything when you join either. It's just a whole fucking whatever.
I remember way back in the early days. I do remember a Discord being discussed, and I think I created an account. I couldn't get into it this most recent time. I had to make a new one, but I never really went in. And then when Kirk jokes that Justin's a Discord guy, like that kind of is the extent of my knowledge.
Me too. I didn't know. One of those things that was just too much for me. But now, what do I got to lose? Right? Get in there, mix it up with the fellas. You know?
I know. I'll go in, I'll drop like a line, and then I'll forget about it, and I'll go in like 2 hours later, and it's just there's so many. I'm like, oh, I forgot to see.
One thing I thought was very cool is like Discord reached out after one of my comments, like, congratulations, you are now level 1 Discord. I'm like, fuck yeah, like let's go, let's build these levels up.
Positive reinforcement is good. Shout out Sig. I love a good positive reinforcement.
Definitely. But shout out my man over here in the chat, Michigan man. He used to always trash me for my terrible basketball skills and always side with Manners. But me and him, we've come a really long way. And I just want to say shout out to him. Better spot. But yeah, I think, that got me an 8 starting to kick in, by the way.
Oh, is it? I'm out and I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think we should.
I'm ready to panic.
Like a full-on drug stream one of these days.
Like the Gussie boy. Oh, I kind of had a Gussie take, but I forgot to write it down. Oh, is he more? He might be more sane. Hold on, let me see if I can do this.
What?
The fact that well, hold on, let me put it this way. So he got a job, and as he works more, he's slowly gone away. Like he's not as active on Twitter. He's not even doing the pictures every day like he was before. So I feel like he's like, okay.
He's doing the Gus Bus though, right? Like that's still.
I have no idea. Is he? No. What I'm saying is he's a working man now. So playing around online, he's backed off. People like me and you.
The more I work, the more I play, brother.
Yeah, like we shouldn't be doing any of this.
No. Pat Ford's still terrible at basketball.
Well, there you go.
I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah. Life is life.
No, you were at least top 8 person on the team, I think.
People are trying to. Yeah, no, I'm tiptoeing in dangerous waters. I got people dropping my HR business partner's name.
I wasn't going to bring it up on the show. I was like, if he wants to talk about it, feel free.
No. People are whacked. But listen, he wanted me to apologize to Kane. Not going to happen.
Whoever was holding you hostage.
Yeah, he's like, apologize to Kane.
I did like that he was giving you a time limit, like a villain in a movie. At that part, I was like,
I respect it. I always respect it.
Yeah,
you're like, time is up.
Do you want to walk me through the proper way to handle a rotary? And why are they putting rotaries everywhere now? Whatever happened to a good old like 4-way intersection, dude?
Traffic backups, I think. If you want, let's look at rotaries, because I'm in conversations right now with a developer on a potential rotary that will help traffic flow to one of my facilities.
So far, that sentence sounded fucking great, by the way.
Yeah, it was sick. I almost farted. So like that's why I paused. I didn't want to do it too loud. I just did it. If you look at rotaries, they're strategic roundabout.
Yes, Jackson.
Cross the pond, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. They're strategically placed in areas of high traffic, areas of high traffic backup potentials. So I think the overall idea of rotaries is good, but I think the downside of rotaries is you get one dickhead that doesn't know how to use it. No offense to you. I'm not saying that you're that dickhead, but like they stop and they wave you on. Then there's an accident, and then the rotary that was intended to become something to alleviate traffic only creates more. It's a dicey situation because I think 1-lane rotaries are easy. Like if it's just a standard, those are fine. When you get into the multiple lanes, like Rhode Island is primarily a 2-lane rotary state. Like
the ones in Warwick. I don't know how close you are to this, but
I live right. Those are my everyday roads.
On Tollgate Road over there.
Yep.
There's like 2 of them back to back. Those are tough.
Cafe Tempo. And,
yes, that's the cafe I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yep. Listen, I hit those every day. Those are difficult, and I think the key to rotaries is you have to find the gap, and you have to position yourself accurately for your next exit. That's one thing I think a lot of people don't do, and I think that's where shit really gets dangerous.
That's my issue. It's not. I totally get it. It's not a fucking stop sign. You don't stop. I know when to go. My issue is a lot of times I'm driving in places that I'm not familiar with, so I'm relying on my GPS to get from like account to account. So all of a sudden, okay, here's a rotary, 2-lane rotary. I'm just figuring out which exit I need. So then I'm like, okay, 30 seconds ago I found out which exit. Should I be on the inside? Do I need to go on the outside?
Rule of thumb, I feel, is first, let's just call it a four stopper, right? So you're here. If you are taking that first immediate right, you are in the right lane. If you are taking that second immediate right, unless there's heavy signage, I think you also stay in that right-hand lane.
Anything else, obviously, you hug the inside.
Anything else, if you are doing a full 360, which I wouldn't recommend, then you're on the inside. And if you're taking that third exit, you also hug the inside. So I think you can get away with the inside on the second one.
Therein lies the issue, I think. The second exit being on the left or the right, that really is my issue right there.
That's the crux of the problem. And that's where I think rotaries as a whole and roundabouts, as they say across the pond, I think they need to get together and like figure out, they need to figure out like standards. Like if that right lane is right turn only, then every rotary should be right turn only. I understand traffic is designed that way. I don't even want to get into Boston. Boston has 3-lane rotaries that aren't even like there's no.
I won't drive in Boston. I just won't do it.
No, I have to now.
I turned into like an Asian woman.
Are we still on?
It's a good one. Come on.
Yeah, it is very good. Yeah, they're terrible drivers. But yeah, I'm just used to them because I live over here and I know. But if I am in a foreign area, especially Boston, it's pull and pray. I'm going 100 to get out. And if you're on the inside and there's a car on the left, I generally follow the lead of that car on my left. So if that car is going, I'm going to go too because they're going to get hit first.
I just don't like them. I think they're kind of gay.
Me too.
Like
Not
circles,
that we
there's an
know of.
argument to be
Shout out
said
Tommy.
that circles are one of the gayer shapes. It's
Diamonds.
not. There's not one part of it that's straight.
Diamonds are Illuminati. Illuminati ties back to Jay-Z. Jay-Z's friends with P. Diddy. P. Diddy touches P. Diddy's. But what did
Seven
P. Diddy
degrees.
do?
Well, if you really want to know,
I
well,
do.
there was the video of him in the hotel, like beating up that woman. But then all
it's
the other stuff, I don't know.
2025. Ray Rice did that. He's cool. Like they inducted him into the Ravens Hall of Fame. Like people get away with that.
It is funny how like eerily similar the Diddy stuff and the Epstein stuff is, just for the simple fact of whatever they did is so bad. And I'm not saying it's not, but they don't tell you, like you hear everything's a rumor and everything's a bad rumor, like super, super bad shit. And you're like, oh fuck, they did that? Like when and with who? And they're like, well, like couldn't tell you that.
Listen, that's going to be for the courts to determine. Like,
yeah.
From what I've heard, Diddy has a bunch of baby oil. Oh, this is the guy who's trying to dox me. Diddy's baby oil.
That's right.
He's got a bunch of baby oil and a bunch of dildos. Beat the bag out of that chick at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Has been sketchy in the past.
Sounds like Jackson's sleepover with his buddy that he was talking about on Unrelated Show.
Shout out Jackson. That blueberry story is wild with his penis.
Jackson being 6'3" too is a little unsettling.
Holes are by. Good point by the Nard Dog. Yeah, I can see him being a tall dude.
Yeah, true. All right, hold on. What else we got in here before? Oh, dude,
Great question.
this is completely unrelated to anything. But are you following along with the gooneral or like the gooning funeral? Have you seen this?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't really know what gooning is. It's like a word that kids are using now, I think.
I think gooning is not ejaculating.
Oh, I thought it was just jerking off. Or like being like desperately horny.
I see stuff on Reddit sometimes like good morning gooners. Like we're not
and you click open subreddit. You must have seen this. It went viral. This kid pulled up to like I think it was one of these coffee shops or cafes where they're wearing bikinis or something. Yeah, he had no pants on and he killed himself. So at that location, they held a gooneral. So it was like a funeral where like a bunch of people showed up and like I don't know, they like paid respects for him. They had like t-shirts. It's like so fucked up, dude. Like he had a family.
The gooneral.
I know. It's just...
It wasn't even that bad. Like why?
No,
why did you punk yourself off?
Let the person who hasn't shown up to a coffee shop wearing no pants throw the first stone, dude. Come on.
It's very rare that I wear pants to the coffee shop. Just kidding. I always do.
Cafe Tempo.
Cafe Tempo. What a
not bad in there. It's just tough when it's packed. The line will go straight out the door, and then the drive-thru is crazy too, though.
I know, but you can sit and people watch. It's a really good people watching spot.
All right, fair. I picked up coffee there to bring to an account down the street at Kent Hospital.
Oh, nice. Yeah. My wife used to work there. Wow, small world. You should get a hearty all the way next time you go.
What does that entail?
We got ourselves an everything bagel. We got ourselves ham, sausage, bacon, egg, cheese.
So it's every meat possible?
Oh, it's fucking unbelievable.
I like when a breakfast sandwich will throw like a maple syrup on there. There's one Providence Bagel does that. It's like a sausage, egg, and cheese, but they will put a little syrup on there.
Shout out Cafe Presto. They have something called the Vermonster, where it's a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
It should be Vermonster and use Munster cheese.
The outside is Vermont waffles with maple syrup on them.
So now once you get into the waffle game,
hungry.
You're kind of I'm always hungry. I have a tapeworm. Then you can start getting into the what's it called for McDonald's? The greatest thing ever, but it'll give you a heart attack.
The McRib?
No. no, the breakfast thing with the it's like two pancakes. McGriddle.
McGriddle.
There you go. Roscoe, late. All right. Let's see what else we got.
You want a joke?
Yes, go.
What do clouds wear under their shorts?
Clouds wear under their shorts. What?
Thunderpants.
I don't like it.
What did dentists call their x-rays?
Go.
Where's the answer? Toothpicks.
All right, that's not that bad. What are you reading? What is that?
Laffy Taffy.
Now, are you going? So, are you running into a convenience store and getting a Laffy Taffy? Just
3. I always feel uncomfortable doing it because I definitely judge you.
Yeah, like I'll go in every once in a while if I'm getting gas and just get a fucking Take 5 bar or no fast break, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm like a grown adult just going in and getting a fast break, nothing else.
I get peach rings on special occasions, which I have.
Dude, you get all the fucked up teeth candy.
I have 22 cavities.
I know it's explainable.
At this point, it's life. Like I'm not gonna. You could drill like that scam artist dentist did, or you can just live with it.
Yeah, the whole dentist thing's a scam. Anyway, we've talked about it at nauseum.
And vets.
Yep, I actually had that in the back of my mind. All right, I think I've run through my topics. Unless you got anything else. Oh wait, I do have a couple more. I put some extras in there just in case we had 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Tabby has 40 cavities. Shabby.
Expense reports are so bad. Like they might be one of the easier things to actually do when you just type in what you bought and then who you bought it for and then just submit it to HR. For some reason, I can't sit down and do them. I just can't do it. I'd rather just like app sound, but I hate apps too.
You need to have
I'm in a pickle.
Number. You need to have what department you're billing it to, where you bought it, what state you bought it in, the taxes. God forbid it's a room, it's a hotel. You have to break up room night by night. Everybody should have company credit cards, but someone in our company bought a Mustang many years ago.
Is that true?
And then he left the company. Ever heard from him again.
Dude, speaking of dentists, I was talking to this. So I work with dentists sometimes because some of them they're like sleep apnea dentists where their whole game is they'll give someone. Slapnea? No, not yet. Okay. I will tomorrow.
Go ahead. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's good.
So a dental appliance is like an alternative to a CPAP device, but sometimes their patient is like too extreme to do the dental appliance, so they need to find the patient a CPAP, so they'll work with someone like me to get it.
Of course.
But they were telling me that if a patient gets approved for it, the insurance company sends a check to the patient, and then the patient is supposed to use that check to then like pay the dentist for their actual appliance. But they're chasing people. Like people get the check and then they're like, oh, maybe I don't want the dental appliance. And they're calling people being like, hey, you got that $2,000 that I
cash that bad boy.
Crazy.
Or not cash it. Give it to that's a wild move.
Yeah, I would hate to get paid that way would be insanity.
No. Now, when you're doing an expense report, going back to that, can you submit one item at a time?
Yeah. Oh, you mean what do you mean?
Like we have to. You can submit one item at a time, I guess. But
that creak is something else.
Lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yeah, Don mentioned that. I'm getting rid of this chair when I get the new house. It's gone. I gotta start thinking about interior design. My wife's handling most of it. But when I'm doing expenses, you have to bundle them all into a report. You can only do 3 reports a month under this app.
Oh, okay. So does that incentivize you to only use 3?
That incentivizes me to forget things.
Yeah. Oh, I have money that I leave on the table. Like I just pay for things.
I'm in the hole big time.
Bad.
Just give me a credit card. I won't buy a Mustang. That's all I ask.
Yep.
Maybe I would. That'd be kind of sick.
So you think that's just one of those stories that they tell, though?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Like how? I don't know how that would actually work.
Percentage path forward is complete. Making up the move to a new house. Percentage path forward is. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But...
Like, are you like, at what percentage are you making all this up? Like, is it 70% that you're making up that you're even moving at all, and 30% that is real?
Yeah, no, I thought it'd be a good bit to pack up my house and have people come in for open houses and stuff.
Yep.
So 70% is made up, 30% is real. We are moving to a box on the side of the road. Speaking of boxes on the side of the road, it's always been a dream of mine to find a box of puppies on the side of the road. Like, not a dream like that's exciting that people abandon puppies, but like, imagine driving by and be like, oh my God, it's fucking 20 golden retrievers in here.
The world made us believe that was like a thing growing up.
Yeah. Well, I told my sister we found her on the side of the road in a box.
I used to tell my sister that all the time. I said she was like floating down the stream like fucking Moses.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's life even exists. Me neither, brother.
we actually had a guy at work that none of us believed that he had a wife. Like, she never showed up to any company event. There were other signs too. I feel bad for him. I still have never seen her. Like, someone found his Facebook. She wasn't like in any of the pictures. I still think he was married, but just because I feel bad for him.
Why make it up?
Oh, Jackson. Are we sure Pat's not stoned? Patrick is stony baloney right now.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good. It'll start flying like 10-15. We'll start betting on rugby or something.
All right. On that note, I think we're out. Been here for an hour. Patrick, great to see you.
John, pleasure as always. Same time next week.
That's right. Bye.
See. Oh, we have to text John. Yeah.
That's right. You do it. This is the after show, by the way.
Hello. Yeah. Goodbye.
Good. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'.